Ann Richards once famously remarked, "Ginger Rogers did everything that Fred Astaire did. She just did it backwards and in high heels." This quote clearly illustrates the awkward balancing act women have been performing for years. Do I nurture my career or my children? Do I support my spouse or my own goals? Do I forego family life altogether and focus on myself? This season at the studio, we are going to take a deep dive into the struggles women have faced finding their footing over the last 2.5 centuries, as homage to the centennial anniversary of women's suffrage this year. Women no longer need to wear heels, or even be the partner that follows. Instead, we can take the lead in footwear of our own choosing. We chose these 4 stories to highlight seminal moments in herstory so we can celebrate how far women have come and keep an eye on how far we have yet to go. I am proud to present Season 5 at the studio. Well-behaved women seldom make history. The Studio Theater Tierra del Sol opens Season 5 with Teresa Rebeck's hilarious play, Spike Heels. Pygmalion goes awry in 1990s Boston in this contemporary comedy of manners which explores the absurdity of a 4-sided love triangle. The combatants are Georgie, a sexy, volatile young woman in heels, and 3 country club types, a writer, a lawyer, and a fiancé in sensible shoes. Georgie proves that sometimes poorly educated, street-smart people know a lot more about life than well-read intellectuals. This scandalous comedy examines the power dynamic between men and women and reveals issues that are as important today as they were in 1990. Naya, an inner-city public high school teacher, is committed to her students, but desperate to give her only son Omari opportunities her pupils will never have. When Omari is involved in a controversial incident at his upstate private school, her hopes for her son clash with an educational system rigged against him. Now Naya must confront his rage and her own choices as a parent without turning her back on the community that shaped him. Pipeline by Dominique Morisseau draws its name from the unfortunate social phenomenon of the school-to-prison pipeline that affects young black men. Gwendolyn Brooks' prophetic poem, We Real Cool, is the backdrop of this passionate play about educators who see the humanity in their students and a family struggling to outrun social prophecy. 9 to 5, the riotous musical comedy, is based on the 1980 movie of the same name and features music and lyrics by Dolly Parton. Violet, Judy, and Dorlee are 3 co-workers who concoct a plan to get even with their sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical bigot of a boss. Set in the Rolodex era, these 3 women smash the patriarchy in their workplace. This musical is a hilarious story of revenge, empowerment, and unlikely friendships. Set in the Victorian era among the houses of intellectual elites, we find Ada, a young female mathematician whose invention of binary code shapes our modern world today. Ada and the Engine, written by America's most produced living playwright, Lauren Gunderson, composes the story of Ada Byron Lovelace, poet Lord Byron's daughter. This lyrical play details the life of Ada as she struggles between the traditional demands of her mother and the pull of her mathematical ambition. Ada sees the creative potential in the Engine, created by her mentor, the scholar Charles Babbage. As pressures mount and feelings grow, these 2 form a partnership that will change the course of the future. Ada and the Engine is a music-laced story of love and friendship. Jane Austen meets Steve Jobs in this poignant pre-tech romance heralding the computer age.